Good morning. What's up? Another day, another dizzy day spinning around. Don't know where we are. Don't know what we're doing. But today I know what we're doing. We're talking about my new book called Living in Flow, The Science of Synchronicities and How Your Choices Shape the World. And I know I'm just going through books, but I read every morning and every night. Just even if it's just 5 pages, that's 10 pages a day times 30 days. That's 300 pages in a month. That'll finish this book. So that's kind of how I look at it. Super easy routine, super easy task for me to do. And it fills my morning with some inspiration, things to think about, and just with the right attitude going through the day, which if you've been listening to me is what I'm all about, that energy you put out. And so the last book I read, The Compound Effect, was very concrete, all about habits and routines. This one's a little bit more about the woo-woo, if you will, but it's also written by a physicist. And so, his name is Nelson Isaacs. It's got to be a physicist, right? Anyway, I want to go through this book. I'm on the chapter 3 or 4 by now, but I just want to go through the first chapter because really meaningful things that he points out that I think are great for anybody living in their life just to think about, because it's just about purpose. Anyway, I'll just get into it. Chapter 1 is searching for meaning, purpose, and patterns. And just a quick, what is flow and why does it matter? This guy, Ch.1, defines flow as a human state of optimal functioning, a dynamic balance of challenge and skill. In the proper activities and under the proper conditions, we become one with our lives, enacting a complete focusing of attention on the task at hand, thus leaving no room in the mind for irrelevant information. Okay, so that's just a basic overview. And also when we are in the state of like this, thinking and feeling become integrated with neither one controlling the other. And another thing, so flow is not about gaining control or surrendering control. So you're not just gaining all control and you're flowing perfectly, and it's not about surrendering all control and just completely going with whatever the flow is. I don't want to use the same word, but it is about transcending the sense of worry about control. So you're not even worried if you're controlling or not. And that's kind of a hard concept to understand, but the book does a good job of kind of explaining that. I'm not going to get into that because there's just too many quotes I want to get into. I want to keep this short. So getting into a state of flow requires adaptability to life at any moment, and this requires inner work such as openness and a healthy relationship with ourselves. This is what I was trying to say about the book. There's just different things to look at yourself and to look at the world around you, and I don't think there can be a better way besides this, because it just feels like you're trying to get to your true nature, and when you're at your true nature, things fall into place. That's the dummy way of what they're saying, is what I'm interpreting. Another quote is, when we are authentic, we are more likely to contribute openly to the pool of shared meaning. And he has pool of shared meaning in quotes, which he defines later. And he says, and it makes space for others to do so as well. When we are authentic, we create change within our organizations from the inside, and we make a broad impact on the world. And if you know me, I'm loving that, because my whole thing is be yourself, because that was kind of something I struggled with for the longest time. And now when I'm fully myself, fully authentic with myself, I feel the happiest, and I feel like I do the best work, and everything's so much better. And I feel like I don't do things that I don't want to do. Not that you don't make sacrifice, things like that, but you're not just going down the wrong path. You feel like you're on the right path when you're being yourself. So that's my whole mission with my podcast. All my content is help you be yourself, find yourself. So that quote right there was really impactful for me. And now the next concept is really interesting too. It's called the cosmos is responsive, meaning that the universe is responding to your choices. It's not just changing and you're adapting to it. And he explains, my sense of what is meaningful or what constitutes a purposeful life probably varies from your sense of those things quite a bit, as do my taste in clothes or music. That's not directly saying about the cosmos are responsive. Cosmos is responsive, but he's just saying that life is about living purposefully, but everybody's definition of purpose is different. So, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So that way we all change the world in different ways. And he says, the theory I present, based on some well-established science as well as some new science and some speculative ideas, states that the universe is neither friendly, hostile, nor indifferent to us. Rather, it is responsive. We live in a cosmos that responds to our actions by bringing us more of the same. To oversimplify for a moment, if we act friendly to the world, we find the circumstances emerge that reinforce our belief that the world is friendly. He talks more about this. There was actually this great quote. I don't know if it was later on in the chapters, but I couldn't find it this morning. But it's really great about what that means and how it makes every single person matter in the world, because the universe is responding to them too. So it makes it feel like you're a very unique person. But anyway, Couldn't find that chapter, but if I find that quote, I'll let you know. But the other quote about living purposefully that I really liked is this paragraph here. Rather than wondering what the meaning of my whole life is, I can wonder how to bring more meaning to everything I do. My current view of the meaning of life is to live life purposefully. What a challenge that is. Living purposefully can happen anytime and anywhere because the responsive cosmos reinforces whatever choices I make. So in order to understand the meaning of life, in the working definition I provide here, I think we need to understand what it means to live purposefully. So every action is meaningful in some way, but a purposeful action is more difficult to achieve. The difference between finding our purpose and finding a sense of purpose. The first phrase implies a very big statement about life goals, as if there is something we are supposed to be doing with our lives and we have to find the right thing. The second phrase, I think the universe responds to the choices we make by bringing new events into our lives that match those choices. I like the second phrase better. Therefore, each of our daily actions becomes really important. Making each action purposeful is a habit we can develop. And then this quote right here I really liked because it goes back to my own personal feeling of the world is finding a sense of purpose is about finding the essence of yourself in everything you do. So I think that's pretty much it for the first chapter. There's a couple more quotes I'll read, but I think you're getting the gist. It's kind of about living with purpose, finding your authenticity, and just remembering that everything you do, the universe is responding. You're not making things happen, and it's not just happening. It's you guys are in like a little partnership. And then the next section is what is a synchronicity? Or at the end of that little section was, as this book helps you develop a left-brain rational understanding of how science may predict meaningful coincidences in your life, I hope you find inspiration to actively investigate what living purposefully means for you in a cosmos that responds to your choices. So I don't want to read the whole friggin' book, but I just wanted to get those out there because, let's see what else I got. Yeah, they were, when I read them, they were really stood out to me, and they're just like simple lines that you don't really think about, and it's another way to think about things, and you kind of probably have felt those flow states when you're doing it, but I'll keep you guys informed. I don't want to ramble too much, but it's a really good book, and I'm going to try to make these a little more structured. I was a little bit rushed this morning, but hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy your day. Everything you're doing is a responsiveness. And if you listen to my other podcast where I talk about breaking the habit of being yourself and the Manifesting with Science podcast, that one I'm talking about the like energy is like every atom is energy. So this is all connecting, and like I want you guys to see that I'm reading these different books and they're all kind of showing me different things that are helping me bring them all into one perspective that's shaped my life. So it's really interesting. It's I wasn't like this just a year and a half ago. I didn't even read a full book. I think I said that last podcast, but it's just pretty fascinating to see where I'm at now. And yeah, just start your little journey yourself. Do one small habit today. Start right now. Let's get going. I don't even know where I'm going. Anyway, enjoy your day. And yeah, have some fun. Toodaloo.